Hey, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan, the game man, also the Rebel YouTube Underground. I'm back with yet another commentary. And if you haven't seen my last commentary, I did a graphical comparison with the so it's called the worst mod. I did a graphical comparison showing that mod off. What it does is it gives Watch Dogs on the PC the quality, shaders, and textures that we saw during the E3 trailer in 2012. Now, there has been some controversy going on with this mod. Apparently, the worst wasn't the guy who made the mod. I've been seeing people in the forums argue about this. There was supposedly a guy named Cadzate or something, Cadzate24, and he was the original guy who started the forums and the mod, and he left. He got actually removed from the forums, and the worst took credit for it, apparently. Not sure if that's true, so shout outs to both of them, because I don't know which one of them is the one that created it, but it looks more legit like Kaz8's the one that did it, because he did have the post first. But anyway, this video, I told you in the last video I was going to discuss my opinion on why, you know, Ubisoft decided to downgrade the PC version of the game. So that's what I'm going to do today. So first thing I want to talk about is Ubisoft did drop a patch for the game. They dropped that sucker yesterday. I will say it actually fixed a few of the stutterings. Now you see I'm stuttering on the screen right now, but that's because I'm recording with Fraps. When I'm not recording with Fraps, I don't really get a lot of stutters at all compared to how it was before then. Now the thing I have to say is I had the worst mod, quote fingers, worst mod. I had it installed on Watch Dogs before the patch. So after the patch happened, it seems like the textures and everything stayed the same, but the only problem I ran into was that the headlights shadows weren't popping up and the bloom from it. So maybe the files were still there after the update, so I don't know what went on. Maybe it just changed some of the files up. I don't know. I was hoping Ubisoft would actually implement the graphics themselves. I mean, they've already been exposed, but they still didn't. So I had to go back and re-download it and install it. The one thing I'm noticing that's different though is it seems to go from day and night a lot faster with this mod. Does anyone else have that issue? Because I swear when I didn't have the mod installed and I was starting off at this part, after it stopped raining, it was still sunny for a little bit outside, and then it eventually got darker. It kind of went dark kind of fast with the mod on. Like after it stopped raining, it was sunsetting and then it got dark. So I don't know. Is anyone else having that issue with the mod? Let me know. But I swear the day and night cycle was a little too fast with it. They need to tweak that. But anyway, let's talk about Ubisoft, man. A lot of people have their speculations. I have my own speculations, and I kind of agree with a lot of people's speculations. A lot of people are saying that Ubisoft decided to downgrade the graphics on the PC version because, one, the PS3 and the 360 versions were still being made. So, you know, with that, that's going to hold the graphics back right there, because even for the next gen consoles, it's going to hold the graphics back for them, because they're not going to want to work on that game and then, you know, have another team work completely on a different. I just got a text message. Different on a on the other consoles, the newer generation of consoles. So what they pretty much did was they made it on the 360 and the PS3, and then they just added higher resolutions to the next gen consoles. Now, when it comes to the PC, even though we were shown, and I want to mention too, after they did the update, the sunlight and bloom and the lens flare was all in the game. So I don't know, it could have been still the patch, because the patch stat file and stuff was still there, but like I said, there was some things that were missing from the installation before the update, like the headlights, shadows, and stuff like that. But anyway, so I believe that's true, because, you know, they're too lazy to actually work on a game with different companies. Back in the day, that's what they used to do. They used to have one team work on consoles, one team work on PC. And it's sad because they actually showed, like, I remember before the Watch Dogs dropped, they had a trailer that was dedicated to NVIDIA PC graphics cards, and they were showing off how they were having all these textures and shaders that were going to be different for the next gen consoles, and it was mainly supposed to be for the PC. But then when we got the game, we didn't see none of that. That wasn't there. So we actually had to have some modders go, and you see that bloom. Sometimes the bloom is overwhelming, but still it's nice. I love the way the streets look after it stops raining and the streets stay wet. That's a nice touch though, I'll give them that. But we didn't see any of that, man, and that's a problem. So pretty much the reason I think this happened is because Ubisoft knew that And you could call me a PC fanboy or elitist or whatever, because I know that's what's going to happen when everybody hears this part. They're going to straight jump to that, because that's what console guys do, console only players do. Because I am not a PC only player. You know, I do get consoles. I'm getting the PlayStation 4 soon. But back to what I was saying. The reason I believe they did this is because the Xbox One and the PS4 couldn't stay up to par to it. They wouldn't be able to run these graphics with a stable frame rate, and they just decided, okay, well, if they can't run it that way, we're going to keep it that way on the PC. So they kept the graphics downgraded. They didn't optimize the game whatsoever, because it was so many bugs during launch. Like I said, they just fixed some of the bugs. It's been like 3 weeks, and they just fixed some of the bugs, but it's still issues. They're still stuttering sometimes, and I'm not, you know, I'm mentioning without me recording. There's little times where my frames drop like down to like 30 from 50, and I get that slight stutter. It's not as bad as it used to be, because I used to stutter and the game looked like it froze. Like, it used to be horrible. But you get a slight stutter. It's still not as fixed as I would like it to be. That was a nice explosion, right? E3 mod. But still not as nice as I would like it to be. But they did fix it. Look how the rain reacts off the lights. That's another part of the mod right there. But like I said, they fixed it as much as possible. But I really think it's because they just knew that the consoles, they just could not keep up with the graphics, and they wanted to be able to sell the console, and people wouldn't have bought the consoles if they'd have seen that the PC graphics were just that far ahead. And it's going to happen anyway. Like, the consoles are pretty much stuck where they are. They're already struggling to get 60 frames per second on a lot of games, so they're going to be stuck at that 30 frames per second. A lot of times, you know, when consoles first come out, they're hitting 60, and then later on down the line, when they're adding more graphical power to the games, it drops down to 30 frames per second. But they're already struggling now, so it's not going to get any better over there on the console's next gen side, or current gen side now, because they've been out for a while. But anyway, let me know how you feel in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's because of that, or are you gonna, you know, pull up a whole bunch of scientific, crazy mathematical ideas like, yeah, because this ATI card and the APCs, and I said APCs, that's a battery backup brand, but you know, stuff like that, man. But leave a comment. I just got duped on right here. I tried, but you know, I couldn't hide good enough, and they gave me the dupe. But it's your boy Tick, and I'm gone.